Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Tropics Talk. I'm meteorologist Jim Dickey here with the latest on what's going on out there in the Atlantic, and particularly we're watching something pretty close to home this morning. This is a pretty typical formation process we watch for early in the season. We saw it play out, at least something similar, earlier on this season, a couple weeks ago with Chantal. We have a non-tropical low-pressure area east of Florida here this morning. In fact, let me try to put this into motion for you. Not much to see. You can see a little bit of turning going on here due east of Jacksonville, and some heavy thunderstorm activity that has flared with it, stretching across the Bahamas east of Florida. This little, again, non-tropical low-pressure area is going to pivot across Florida today and tomorrow, spreading a whole lot of rain through Florida as it does, and then it's once this moves into the Gulf. That's when this will have the chance to come together into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. The development chances haven't changed very much from the Hurricane Center. They're still fairly low. 10% over the next 2 days, 30% over the next 7 days. And really, we're talking the window Wednesday through Friday. As this low moves west of Tampa and settles into the northern Gulf, that's when it will have the chance to come together, potentially into tropical depression, maybe a tropical storm if it takes a name. That name would be Dexter. I can't emphasize enough the main Florida impact, and really I think the main impact, period, is going to be the threat for heavy rain and flooding, at the very least localized flooding from this in Florida. And I think that'll go for much of the northern Gulf Coast as well. Could something come together and take a name? Yeah, I still think the main impact this is going to have is going to be the threat for heavy rain, and that's whether or not it comes together or not. Even a slow-moving, weak low-pressure area in the northern Gulf, somebody is going to get absolutely soaked from this. We know Florida is going to see plenty of rain, but that threat will extend westward too. Now, will this come together? There's definitely a chance. Take a look at the water temperatures. Definitely warm enough to support a tropical storm or hurricane. We talk about 78 degrees sort of being the threshold, the sea surface temperature threshold for waters warm enough for tropical formation. Yeah, this is bathwater out there in the central and northern Gulf. Now, of note, when you get into the northern Gulf, it's not necessarily that deep warm water you see in the central or southern Gulf. Oftentimes, a slow-moving system like this, you can see some upwelling here, perhaps cooling down the waters as it moves westward. So you generally don't have the same fuel in the northern Gulf that you do in the southern Gulf. So I wouldn't necessarily expect something to absolutely explode and take off just because the waters are warm there. Along with that, shear, marginal right now. When we're talking about wind shear, we're talking winds changing with speed and direction as you go up in the atmosphere. In a developing tropical system, it wants conditions to be calm so it can stack itself vertically. There is a pocket of higher shear over Louisiana and the northern Gulf right now, but you see sort of that low pocket of shear around the low we're talking about. That will sort of move with it. So as this moves into the Gulf, the shear will drop off. So it is going to have that window of opportunity to come together. What it will most likely miss out on is having enough time to sit under those ideal conditions to really spin up and come together. It's really going to be dependent on the path this takes. So this is our futurecast model, our in-house model, showing you weak low pressure by this evening. You see sort of the turning of the winds, but nothing closed off here, just an open wave of low pressure moving into eastern part of the state. By the time we get to Tuesday, now that low has emerged into the Gulf. This by 11:30 tomorrow evening. It's from there till about Friday morning that this has the window of opportunity to spin up. Our model brings that onshore in Louisiana by Thursday. If it takes that path, basically staying over the northern Gulf and then quickly moving onshore, it would not have enough time to come together. But I can see a scenario where this takes a more southerly track into the more central Gulf and then slowly meanders northward, that we are talking a tropical storm, formidable tropical storm, Dexter, making landfall in Louisiana later on this week. Certainly something to watch for. But again, I still think the main impact we're talking about from this system, whether or not it comes together, is that heavy rain. This is from the European forecast model. And yeah, this follows in line with the Hurricane Center's thinking. They have that 30% development chance. That's exactly what the Ensemble, the European, is saying. Basically, 3 out of 10 members of that ensemble show something producing winds in excess of 30 miles per hour. It's basically a tropical depression in the northern Gulf later on this week as it tracks its way to the west and northwest. This is actually specifically on Friday. Of note, I was going to show you the tropical storm probability, but no members in the latest run of that ensemble show anything up to tropical storm strength. So I still think that's a low-end probability at this time, sort of outlier solution at this time. Some models do show something spinning up there, so I wouldn't say the chance is necessarily zero, and that's why we'll be monitoring it closely over the next couple of days. But again, a takeaway, this is going to be a rainmaker regardless if it comes together or not. You see lots of reds mixing in on this 5-day rain total map. That would be 5+ inches of rain, sort of two areas with that. One where this would move onshore in Louisiana and Mississippi, and then much of Florida picking up rain totals like that. Now, some of that is ballooned out by additional rain, not necessarily with this system Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but much of this in Florida would fall over the next 48 hours. Today and tomorrow, we're talking widespread heavy rain. There's your rain totals locally here in southwest Florida, 3 to 5 inches piling up. And again, when you get that to fall in short order, which some spots will, you get those heavy storms to set up later on today in particular, and we could see a quick inch or two falling, overwhelming drainage systems, leading to some runoff into the roads, leading to some flooding issues. So that's what we'll be watching for today and tomorrow, the potential for some localized flooding. So be sure you stick with the Gulf Coast Storm Team. We'll be tracking the rain for you. We'll be tracking this potential tropical system over the next couple of days here this week as it moves its way into the Gulf. Until next time, meteorologist Jim Dickey, stay dry out there.